Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi, good morning. We made it to Tuesday. It's January 23rd.
Well, we had some showers this morning, and it looks like we're not quite done yet as I glance to my left and look at radar behind Justin Horn.
Yeah, it's still going on. Still going on. We're going to have a damp stretch here, guys, through about, I'd say, Thursday morning before the sun pops back out. So just keep the umbrella with you. You're going to want it. It's going to be passing. It's not going to be showers all the time, every hour of the day, but we will see rain from time to time. And some of it could be heavy, especially as we get into tonight. So let me take you right to the radar. You see the showers tracking through right now. This is all light stuff. This isn't going to cause a lot of problems, but it is just, damp outside. We've got fog and these showers that continue to push off to the north and east. There is some more moderate rain as you get down towards parts of Medina County, just south of Hondo, but nothing that's terribly heavy, at least at the moment. And as we look at the fog, well, it is thick, down to about a quarter of a mile here in San Antonio. That's the scene at the airport to give you an idea of just how thick that fog is. Now, keep in mind, the camera's up high, so it looks a little worse than it is, but this will continue to be a problem next couple of hours. Let me show you the computer model forecast here really quick. Noontime today, it does show some of these showers working out of the area, but it builds back in tonight, depending on which computer model you look at. But I think either way, off and on showers are a good bet, even going into tomorrow morning. So our KSAT 12-hour forecast, noontime, 50% chance of rain, 63. Temperatures will hold pretty steady today because of the clouds and the rain. We'll bring the rain chances down a little bit this afternoon and then build them back up as we head into tonight with temperatures holding in the 50s and 60s. We'll take a closer look at that forecast for tomorrow. And what about the weekend? Well, it's looking pretty good at this point. More on that in a few minutes, but let's get over to RJ now. Fog, rain, causing any issues?
Yeah, Justin, it's been a very, very busy hour or so, hour and a half. A lot of different things popping up. And you mentioned the fog. Obviously, taking a look here at TransGuide 1604, Pat Booker there on the far northeast side. You do see some fog there in the distance, still causing some issues out there for our drivers. Some other things I want to let you know about if you're headed out right now. During your 9 o'clock hour, we have a crash being reported I-10 westbound at De Zavala Road. See a little bit of a delay here. I think that's a Woodstone right there. So Woodstone, Huebner area, if you're headed up there, keep in mind that there may be TxDOT officials out there working on this crash at the moment on I-10. Taking you a little bit closer to the downtown area, we're looking at another crash being reported I-10, this time eastbound at Callahan Road. You do see some backup here in terms of where 410, I-10 intersect. Always just a very, very busy area there to begin with. And then we actually get to the downtown-ish area, a little bit west of that. US 90 eastbound at Couples Road, we had a crash being reported there as well for our drivers on the west side. And actually 90 I heard was really bad in terms of fog earlier this morning. Seems to always kind of be the case when we get some of these conditions roll through the city of San Antonio. One more quick look at TransGuide. Taking a loop here 35 north at Loop 410. Traffic moving pretty good in that area. And 90 at Leland Creek. Remember, we saw a lot of running water there, especially in that access road. Things are moving pretty good there as well. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, RJ.
Here's today's 9 at 9.
A murder suspect from the Chicago area found southwest of San Antonio last night in Natalia. 23-year-old Romeo Nance was accused of killing 8 people in Illinois and had been on the run. Yesterday, the Medina County Sheriff's Office had gotten word that Nance was heading their way on I-35, and when authorities confronted him, a standoff ensued at a local gas station, and Nance ended up shooting himself.
A Supreme Court ruling is putting added pressure on lawmakers to pass an immigration plan. The court is letting Border Patrol remove razor wire along part of the Rio Grande. Senate negotiators say a sticking point for passing an immigration plan is how to pay for it. Another issue is that some House Republicans say they won't compromise with Senate Democrats.
The first votes in New Hampshire cast overnight, and it was not good news for former President Donald Trump. He was swept by Nikki Haley, 6 votes to 0, in the tiny town of Dixville Notch, which continued its tradition of casting votes at midnight. But polls show Dixville Notch may not be a reliable indicator of how things will play out later today across the state.
United Airlines says it sees a strong 2024 despite having 79 of its jets out of commission indefinitely. All of its 737 MAX 9 planes are grounded after a door plug blew out on an Alaska Airlines jet mid-flight, but United says travel demand is still strong.
Tesla is set to report quarterly earnings tomorrow with some big questions looming from investors. While falling battery prices will likely help Tesla boost profit margins, there are still concerns about slowing demand in the EV market.
A lot of workers are still thinking about switching jobs, but it might not be as easy as the last couple of years. A LinkedIn survey of 1,000 professionals says 85% are considering a switch, but data from Jobs Board shows companies are pulling back on pay and benefits.
The Federal Trade Commission ruling against TurboTax. The agency found their parent company, Intuit, deceived customers by advertising its tax services as free, when in reality, those services were not free for many users, like those who file 1099 forms. The FTC ordered Intuit to either stop advertising as free or actually make its services free for all customers.
TikTok is the latest tech company to cut jobs. About 60 employees are being laid off, including some workers in LA, New York, and Austin. According to one industry job tracker, so far this year, more than 10,000 tech jobs have been cut.
Apple releasing its latest iPhone software update with new security features. The stolen device protection tool requires Face ID or Touch ID to perform certain actions. And there's a time delay to change your passport or Apple ID, only when you're away from familiar places like home or work. And that's today's 9 at 9.
In your morning headlines, the trial of the mother of a school shooter starts today up in Michigan. And moms of infants not happy with the CEO of the Kite Baby Company after what she did to one of her employees.
Plus, huge waves rip right through a military base, knocking people and debris around, and reaction to a fire truck spinning out of control. David Sears is here with your morning headlines.
I know a lot of people have probably seen this already. We've got reaction to it from some of the neighbors. Plus, I don't know that you ever get tired of watching this. This is the way this truck ended up.
Some of the craziest videos so far this year.
Unbelievable. We'll get to that in just a second. But first, her son is in jail for the rest of his life, and she may be joining him. The trial of Jennifer Crumbley begins in Michigan today with jury selection. Jennifer is the mom of Ethan Crumbley. He's the one who opened fire in a Michigan school and killed 4 students back in 2021. Prosecutors decided it was time to hold the parents criminally responsible for their son's actions. Both parents, Jennifer and James, are charged with involuntary manslaughter. They bought the handgun that Ethan used in the shooting, and they are also accused of ignoring the cries for help from their son. Apparently, he was dealing with mental issues. One of the parents of a survivor, glad to see someone being held accountable.
The second layer of accountability is absolutely 100% the parents. I hope that this case is precedent setting. Perhaps that will go a small amount of way, if not a big amount of way, into preventing something like this.
Already some precedent for this case. Robert Cremo Jr. sentenced to 60 days in prison. He helped his son get the gun used in the deadly July 4th shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. And the mother of the 6-year-old who brought a gun to school and shot his first grade teacher spent 21 months in prison. That teacher survived. If Crumbley is convicted, she could face 60 years in prison. Her husband goes on trial in March. Once again, the power of social media inflicting some pain and causes some change. This time, it's the popular company Kite Baby. And the CEO catching a lot of grief right here in Texas. The company sells infant sleep sacks and clothing. While Marissa Hughes worked for the company, she adopted a baby boy back in December. Unfortunately, the little guy was premature and needed to stay in the hospital in the neonatal intensive care unit. And to make matters worse, Marissa lived 9 hours away. So after her 2-week maternity leave was up, she asked if she could work from home. She was denied, then fired for not returning to the office. She told her story on social media, and boom, an online explosion that landed right in the CHO's lap. Moms all over started showing themselves, tossing the Kite Baby products, swearing to never buy their products again. The CEO got on social media to apologize and tried to make things right. That didn't work. Too insincere on the first time, so she tried again. She even offered Hughes a new position, vowed to make changes. Hughes said it wouldn't be right to take the job, but she is glad for the changes. Here's the CEO explaining her first video and then Hughes' reaction.
It was scripted. I memorized it. I just basically just read it. It wasn't sincere. This was a terrible decision. I was insensitive, selfish.
We're really encouraged to hear that there will be some changes made for current and future employees at the company.
Hughes says her son could be in the hospital until March. The CEO continues to apologize and vows to pay benefits and still wants Marissa to return to Kite. And look out, those folks in the doorway right there, that is a huge wave just crashing through that door, going into this building. You can see that guy right there just hanging on for dear life. That wave smashing a building on a U.S. military base located in the Marshall Islands. Those islands are between Hawaii and the Philippines. Before they could figure out just what happened, another wave smashed the building, taking out some windows, and believe it or not, no serious injuries. The Army says about 1/3 of the base was flooded. And finally this morning, let's just watch this together again. Fire truck down a icy street and spins and ends up right in between two houses. Unbelievable. On the way, he smashed that car. So here's another angle of that fire truck going down the street, spinning around. You can barely see him take out that car. That car was already crashed, sitting on top of a fire hydrant and electrical box. But look where that fire truck ended up, right in between.
The fire truck was coming down so fast. I don't know if it was because they just lost control completely and they were flying down, but they started to circle and spiral right here. And right after they had done that, they hit that blue car. And I think that hitting that blue car really preventing them from hitting the house.
There's some skill, there's some quick thinking. We're very proud and grateful for our driver having those skills and abilities about him in this very chaotic and stressful situation.
Yeah, skills and probably a little luck, too. The fire truck driver said he was actually trying to hit that tree and get it into that grass so it would like stop the truck, but the back wheels just kept going around, and he just kept going around and ended up right in between those two houses. That's unbelievable. And I think hitting that car actually kept him from crashing.
Well, you can't really tell how fast it's going until that back end whips around.
And that was like quick.
Yeah.
And that, fire trucks weigh a lot.
Size.
I think they did like $50,000, $56,000 worth of damage to the fire truck, but that's nothing compared to what they could have done. So.
Oh my goodness.
Man, and this lady right here, look at her. Like, whoa!
Can't believe what she's saying. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Smoking a ciggy, just watching a fire truck go by on the ice.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, David. Right now, 9:10, 62 degrees, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
It is primary day in New Hampshire, and while the first few votes have trickled in, it's still a long day till voting is. In the next half hour, we're going to check in with our CNN correspondent with a look at today's importance.
Plus, the Spurs had their work cut out for them, taking out Joel Embiid and the Sixers last night in Philly. David and RJ will be back in the show with today's Spurs Chat. We are coming up on the final few days of January. That means rodeo season is around the corner. It kicks off this Friday with Cowboy Breakfast.
So you can enjoy breakfast tacos, coffee, live music, and more. That is Friday morning from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. This year, the Cowboy Breakfast will be held at 142 Gimler Road. That is near Frostbank Center Drive, formerly known as AT&T Center Parkway.
And that will get you ready for the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo beginning February 8th through February 25th.
Let's look out there with live cams in a foggy morning, and still is for the most part. So people still on the roadways, still having to deal with this, and some rain here and there.
We think there's people on the roadways. We can't confirm that. But,
that's true.
It would seem so. Yeah, the fog's been thick. It's going to stay that way for another couple of hours, and then we're still going to deal with the showers. I would say just in general, the next 48 hours, damp, wet. Have the umbrella, kind of cool to have the rain jacket with you. Let's first start with the aquifer, though. This is the good news out of all of this. We know that we got a lot of good heavy rain. Look at the aquifer. It's up over a foot today. That's just today. We're up to 643.1. And here's what I'll tell you. It's up 4.7 feet since Sunday. That is a massive rise, one we have not seen with the aquifer in a long, long time. This is the highest it's been since June of 2023. You remember, May of 2023 was pretty good rainfall-wise, and so we got to get boost. And it looks like we're getting another good one now. Let's hope we keep that trend going and keep the aquifer going up. Rivers responding too, seeing better flows in the Guadalupe and some of the rivers and creeks around the area, so we love that. Here's a look at the authority radar, and you'll notice that we do have a few showers trying to work through Medina County, pushing through Hondo. These will push into San Antonio here soon. Now, these are light. This isn't going to cause a lot of issues other than it's just going to be damp on the roads, right? Behind this, there still are a few light showers, and I can't rule out rain really throughout the day, although I think rain chances start to come down a little bit during the afternoon. There is the scene at the airport, and yes, it is foggy. 62 at the airport. Visibility is down to 1/4 of a mile. New Braunfels down to 3/4 of a mile, and 60. Bernie and Kerrville in the upper 50s. But temperatures are pretty uniform, and so is the fog. Kerrville, Hondo, Uvalde, Castroville, Pleasanton, you name it, everyone is dealing with that fog. Don't forget, take it slow. That's all we can tell you with this kind of fog. It can be dangerous out there. The forecast, noontime 63, 50% chance of rain. I will bring those rain chances down during the afternoon as we make mid-60s for highs. Southwesterly winds will be fairly light, but the rain chances do start to ramp back up overnight. And in general, it's kind of hard to predict exactly when we'll get these waves of rain because we have these systems that keep kind of coming through. But as far as the timing goes, this is kind of what we're thinking. Noontime, maybe a little bit of a break, but then it starts to fill back in tonight. And then as we get into the overnight hours, more showers and maybe a few downpours here and there. This is tomorrow morning, so the morning commute probably wet again. And then more activity noontime before I think we start to see an end to this by 5 o'clock Wednesday, with maybe just a few leftover showers Thursday morning. Thursday is going to be a quieter day. I think the sun pops out and it turns out to be pretty nice. But how much more rain could we see? Look, I don't think we're going to see a ton. I think most of the heavy stuff is going to be off to our east. Gonzales over towards Houston. Maybe we see another ½ inch or so. But any additional rainfall is good. And by the way, there could be some pockets that certainly see more than that, even here in San Antonio. But we're talking in generalities here that about a ½ inch is probably what we can expect over the next couple of days with this light rain. 59 tomorrow. It is going to be a little bit cooler. Some cooler air starts to nudge in here. But then with the sun being out Thursday, we're back up to 70. Friday, there's another small chance for showers. A front moves through, but the window's small, just a 20% chance. And then the weekend looks good. Cool mornings. It will be a little bit windy with that front. I will say that Friday night and Saturday morning. But Saturday and Sunday in general look pretty nice. And so does the start to next week.
Yeah, it looks pretty on the weekend. I mean, yesterday afternoon, I guess for a brief moment, it was kind of pretty.
It was nice when the sun came out. But again, next couple of days, don't look for much sun at all.
It's all right. We can handle it with the temperatures we're getting with the rain.
That's true.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah. 9:18, about 62 degrees.
In San Antonio ISD, making news over the past week over not being ready for cold weather. But now there's another issue of public concern. KSAT investigates the millions of dollars put into school renovations and improvements for campuses that are now closing. We're going to have that story coming up after the break.
Things are seemingly back to normal at SAISD after widespread heating issues caused the district to close all 98 schools last week.
Now, yesterday, all schools were back open except for 2 of them, but that was because the power was out.
Now, district officials say they have had technicians at all the schools, and while there's still work to do on many campuses, they've distributed about 1,100 portable climate control units to keep classrooms comfortable.
As to what caused the problems in the first place, the district has pointed to human error and also aging infrastructure. The superintendent says they put off maintenance because of funding issues.
I think it is crucial to clarify that our HVAC system did not collapse overnight. Rather, the infrastructure has aged over time. This is a widespread issue.
The district says it will have a third party investigate and identify everything that contributed to the failure.
Speaking of funding, SAISD's right-sizing plan is aimed at improving efficiency within the district, but the decision to close more than a dozen schools has come with a hefty price tag.
So records obtained by KSAT investigators show the district has spent millions of dollars in bond money at campuses that will soon close their doors. Dylan Collier breaks down the economic impact.
In November 2020, voters overwhelmingly approved San Antonio Independent School District to authorize nearly $1.3 billion in bonds for aging infrastructure renovations, security improvements, and the replacement of school heating and cooling systems. But nearly 3 years to the day since that historic vote, the district formally made an about-face.
We have very good programs. We have very good teachers.
Concluding a series of public meetings last fall with the decision to close 15 campuses, most at the end of this school year.
When the bond was passed back in 2020, November of 2020, the district administration at the time, right-sizing wasn't an initiative for them.
Yvonne Little is the district's senior executive director of planning and construction. She acknowledges SAISD's colossal bond program is now having to pivot. KSAT Investigates found at least 57 bond projects, some of them already completed, tied to schools impacted by right-sizing. The district has sunk millions of dollars into campuses that were lined up for major renovations. The tally at Highland Park Elementary School alone has soared past $1 million.
The expenditures to date, well over $1 million. And then this is one of the schools that is slated to close at the end of this school year.
Those were spent on surveys, geotechnical surveys, structural analysis, to be able to make the design and develop the design for construction, but it was not under construction.
In fact, according to Little, renovation construction had yet to begin at any of the closing campuses. Those costs, part of the planning process. The records show significant HVAC work continues at schools that are consolidating or closing, as well as five-figure security improvements completed at some buildings that will no longer have students.
Cameras can be moved and repurposed. Chillers can be moved and repurposed.
The total bond expenditure spent on closing campuses, around $9.1 million, a figure Little says will continue to fluctuate as the district reconciles projects and informs architects that some work will not move forward. Little added that the district does not plan to sell off any of the properties and will instead try to find tenants to rent the soon-to-be vacant buildings.
Even if it does sit vacant for a little while we work with a partner to come into it, our mothball plan wants us to keep our HVAC at least at an unoccupied temperature so that we can mitigate, any bacteria growth or anything happening in the campus.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Under the right-sizing plan, close to 36 schools will receive additional students and staff, so impacted students will have the ability to choose the school of their choice.
926, 62 degrees. There's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
After the break, a live report from New Hampshire as primary day is underway. Why this race could be the end of the usual GOP nominating process.
It's the first in the nation primary and is supposed to kick off a weeks-long primary process across several states, but not this presidential election year.
With former President Donald Trump comfortably in the lead and every other candidate out of the race except for one, the race in New Hampshire could mark the end rather than the beginning of the usual GOP nominating process.
CNN's Gloria Pazmino is live in Manchester, New Hampshire this morning to break it all down. Good morning, Gloria.
Well, Stephanie, Mark, it's a two-person race here in New Hampshire between former President Donald Trump and his former UN ambassador, Nikki Haley. Now, Nikki Haley knows she has to deliver a good performance, if not a win, here in New Hampshire in order to stay in the race. And her campaign has launched an all-out effort to target the state's unregistered, undeclared voters.
It's primary day in New Hampshire and the polls are open. Voters lined up early to cast their ballots for the GOP nominee in what has now become a two-person race. Former President Donald Trump came into today comfortably in the lead, despite facing 91 felony counts in 4 separate cases.
I don't think I'd want to go out and have a beer with the guy or hang out with him. But that's not what I'm voting for. I'm voting for someone that can run the country.
Trump held a rally in New Hampshire Monday evening alongside former challengers turned supporters.
And we're all on the same team, 100% focused on Biden and beating him in November.
The rally meant to show the Republican Party is once again coalescing behind him.
If you want 4 more years of Donald Trump, let me hear you scream!
But former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, the only person left standing in the way of Trump securing the GOP nomination for the 3rd time, is still in the fight.
America doesn't do coronations. We believe in choices. We believe in democracy, and we believe in freedom.
Haley spent Monday racing across the state, making a last-ditch effort to turn out supporters.
I think Trump has some great policies, but I think a lot of chaos follows him, and I think Biden just hasn't done what he needed to do to unite the country. So I think Nikki is our best chance.
Now, Nikki Haley spoke with reporters just a short while ago, dismissing a message from Trump, who said last night that he expected her to drop out of the race later this evening. Haley saying she plans to stay in the race and that she is just focused on performing better than she did in Iowa and already looking forward to South Carolina. Of course, voters here will have the last word later this evening. We are live in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm Gloria Paspino. Stephanie, Mark, back to you.
All right, Gloria, live from Manchester, New Hampshire for CNN. Thank you very much.
And let's look out there with live cam this morning. Not as cold. 63 degrees, not bad at all. And earlier it was like, about 58, but we could still see the fog there. You can barely see the Whataburger building in the bottom corner there, but yeah, a lot of fog.
That's about all you can see there. Yeah, the fog is still there. We'll be there for a while longer. And you look at that scene, you would think, man, this is January, it's cold. But you're right, it's really not. We've got temperatures in the low 60s. It's not bad out there. Now, here's something that defies logic. Mountain Cedar went way up today. It jumped into the high category. Not sure why. Typically when we get rain, it tends to wash all the cedar away, but it is up. And not only that, molds are up too. They're at 540 and moderate, so a rough looking pollen count today. And as we look at fog, yes, it is still there. Bernie Stage down to 0 visibility. New Braunfels 3/4 of a mile. A mile and a half at Stinson, 1/4 mile at Randolph. So you get the idea here. It's thick all across town, and we'll continue to see that for a while longer. There's the look at the airport one more time. Yeah, you're not seeing much there, it's that camera's up high, yes, but the fog will be with us for a while longer. Here's a look at the radar, and you'll see we've still got showers coming through. But most of it's pretty light, nothing that's terribly widespread. But I do want to switch radar sites really quick and take you out to the radar that we have out near Del Rio, and it shows a little bit more of that activity coming in from Mexico. So I still think there's some energy out there that's going to ripple through today, and we'll keep rain chances in place because of that. 63 noontime, and we'll be up around 65 this afternoon. Notice we keep rain chances there. They come down a little bit, but they are still there. And in fact, they ramp up again tonight as we get more energy moving through. So just a wet next couple of days before we clear out on Thursday. We're going to talk much more about the timing, the rainfall, how much we could see tonight coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Well, the Spurs went toe-to-toe with one of the NBA's best teams and players.
It was a record-setting night for Philadelphia center Joel Embiid. David and RJ are back to break it all down. Morning, guys.
Hi.
Morning.
Gotta admit, I got tired of hearing Embiid's name. Embiid for 2. Embiid, bucket and foul. Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got
flopping,
tired of
Embiid doing
I got tired. I got tired of it.
You know,
Is this going to be a soapbox?
No, I just got tired.
Okay.
No.
You know, I think, David, what to me, this was the Wemby effect. This was Joel Embiid trying to prove a point, have Victor Wembanyama coming in, first game in Philadelphia, and obviously Embiid was ready. I mean, come on, he took 41 shots. This is unbelievable. It went to the line 23 times. I thought the refs were calling the game a little bit soft there on the Spurs, and they got Wemby in foul trouble early on. But I thought the Spurs played well overall.
Overall,
of a couple of guys.
They only lost by 10. So that's good. Hey, they had 29 assists, and usually that means they've had a pretty good game. And this is what we like. This is what we've been asking for. Well, I don't know if you've been asking for this, but I've been asking for this for Wemby to take a lot more shots. He took more shots than anybody on the Spurs. He took 19, 10 and 19, 33 points, 11 of 12 from the line. So they must have been soft on him, too. I mean, look at that. I mean, you know, the best shot of the night was when Embiid walked out onto the court. He walked by Wemby, and he kind of walked real close to him, and he just kind of looked up and went, ooh. Because Embiid's like, what, 7'1", 7 foot?
Yeah, he's a tall guy, and Victor was had a couple inches on him. Yep.
After the game, I guess Wembanyama was asked about Embiid's 70-point performance, and he said, inspiring. So I don't know if that inspires him or what that is. But he beat Wilt Chamberlain. He knocked Wilt Chamberlain down. Wilt Chamberlain had like 68.
Yeah,
for the
this was
76ers one time.
a franchise record for the 76ers, 70 points. You know what? Still doesn't beat the Spurs all-time record. David Robinson had 71 and 90. So, you know what? We still got that over Embiid. Again, I think this was more of a statement game for Embiid to come out and really kind of, say, hey, look, we know your time's coming, Victor, but again, I'm still the guy here. So let's make that clear.
But if you're a Philadelphia fan, you go, why don't we see this kind of aggressiveness every night, and why aren't we winning the championship with Joel Embiid? We're one of the best teams in the East.
Questions.
But why are we not seeing this all the time? What, we got to have Wembanyama show up every night? What?
There we go. I think he was a little bit, as Victor said, he was inspired, but I think Embiid was inspired as well to have a good game. And yeah, those are going to be questions for Philly down the line, obviously. Yeah. That play there was incredible. He just took a guy off the dribble and then just dunked it on him.
Dunked it on him. And here's the good news. Spurs are coming home. So they win 1 on this 5-game road trip. But they're coming home tomorrow for our Big Center. And they're taking the clock off of Wemby.
There we go.
What we understand.
Yes, the minute restriction.
So the minute restriction, the clock is off, so he gets to play more. And maybe he'll have 70 one day.
No, I think he's definitely going to get those types of numbers here in the future. David, real quick, so he was on this minutes restriction, still averaged 25 points per game, shot 53% from the field, 84% from the line, 9 rebounds at 3.3 blocks in 25 minutes. So if we just bump that up, then I think we're going to see 33? Victor Wembanyama become really, down the stretch here.
Another interesting comment from him, though, he also talked about how this used to be like a small players game, guards and small forwards, and it's turned into a big man's game. And he's talking about, of course, himself and Embiid and Towns, and there's a lot of big guys that actually play towards the basket. And so he thinks that this is going to be kind of a shift in the way the NBA is working. So a lot more teams are going to be going after big guys. So,
yeah, I also, David, like the fact that he's taking on the challenge. Remember earlier this year when they played that game at Madison Square Garden? It seemed like the lights were a little bit kind of bright for him there, but we saw him take on Giannis there at Milwaukee and then take on Embiid. He had a good game yesterday, so I will give the Spurs credit for that. Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, what is going on here? Those guys.
I'm just going to say this word, and y'all take it for what it's worth.
Okay.
Trade deadline.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
It's just a word or two. Is that 2 words or 1 word? Trade deadline.
Yeah. I have another word.
2 words.
Bobblehead. No, I'm just kidding. Make him a bobblehead.
Is there not a Wembanyama bobblehead? Is there not a Wembanyama bobblehead yet?
Bring DeJounte out of retirement.
Got to be one of those.
Yeah. No, it's like a bobblehead curse, right? Like when they release the bobblehead, the guy leaves.
Yeah. We don't even want
traded. Yeah. Derek White, DeJounte.
When is the trade deadline?
It's coming. I think it's within a couple of weeks.
It's in February.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks. So
that's
Spurs may make some moves. Some guys, Doug McDermott, Chetty Osman, those types of guys, potentially on the trading block right now.
I heard one or both.
Keldon Johnson would be. That's an interesting one.
And I heard one or both of you say you'd like to see them trade away their draft pick and move some guys.
I would love to see some more veterans on this team because they're too young. I mean, I just think they could use some veterans. And back to Chetty and McDermott. Remember, Pop is always about getting these guys an opportunity to win a championship. So if somebody comes calling that's in the playoff hunt that has a chance to win a championship, then you could very well see one of these guys get traded and get that opportunity because obviously he's not going anywhere this year. So they might. Pop has always been that kind of coach. If a guy has a chance to get into the playoffs and experience that and maybe even win a championship, then he's willing to wheel and deal with some teams that need some guys like that. And there are some guys on this team that I guarantee you there's some other teams looking at.
Absolutely,
might be able to help them out. We'll see.
This next one, though, should be fun. Chet Holmgren, obviously, Victor Wembanyama, the 2 leading candidates for Rookie of the Year. I don't think it's a conversation based on what I've seen from Victor in the past month or so. He's been great. He's been dominant. Unfortunately, just like you said, David, they don't have the pieces around him at this point in time.
Okay, guys. Thank you. 9:40, 63 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
We'll be right back.
9:44. Think about this. Each blood donation can help save up to 3 lives, and it's also used for fighting an assortment of issues.
We have been talking about it all month, the huge need for blood donations in our community. And not only is this blood used for traumatic injuries, but it is also used to help sickle cell disease patients.
Max Massey introduces us to Lyric Lampkin, a 9-year-old girl living with sickle cell disease and one of the hundreds of people who rely on your donations.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I really want to be like a YouTuber and a modeler, and I want to do something great in the world.
Meeting Lyric Lampkin, you'd see an energetic 9-year-old fourth grader. She loves fashion, loves her family. You'd have no idea she battles sickle cell disease.
Sickle cell disease is a hereditary disease that affects the blood cells in her body.
Lyric's mom tells me on a day-to-day basis, everything may appear normal, but there are some scares.
We were in the ICU for, I think, 4 or 5 days in the ICU, but we were admitted for, I think, a total of 14 days.
Already, at only 9 years old, Lyric's already needed 5 blood transfusions, which means she relies on blood donations.
I didn't know how important it was until I was personally impacted, my child, and so it makes a difference.
There's hundreds of patients here in our area, and that we know that they're going to need blood transfusions regularly, sickle cell patients.
And Roger with South Texas Blood and Tissue Center added, there needs to be a diverse group of donors.
With sickle cell patients, it's usually matched with somebody from their same ethnicity because their blood has antibodies, just like all of us. But we got to match those as much as we can.
And for all the donors out there who may have already or are thinking of giving blood, well, Lyric has a message for you.
For the person whoever donated the blood to me, I would want to say thank you.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
How can you not love her? Well, besides donating to the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, you can also donate to University Health. They're the largest transfuser of blood in the San Antonio area. And as one of 2 level 1 trauma centers in the city, University Hospital is always in need of an adequate supply of blood and platelets.
If you'd like to make an appointment, you can head over to donatebloodtoday.com. You can find more information also in the KSAT community section of our website, ksat.com.
Looks like we've got another ribbon of showers kind of moving through our area right now.
Yeah, nothing that's very heavy, Mark, but we are going to continue to see some of these showers off and on today. So just be prepared for overall wet weather for the next 48 hours. So let me show you the radar. And right now we're looking at the radar site that's out near Brackettville. So if you're not familiar, we have 2 radars that we use here around our area. One that's right there, and then another one that's in New Braunfels. So when we're watching for stuff kind of out west there along the border with Mexico, we typically use the Brackettville radar so we can get a little better view of what's going on. And I show you that because we do have more energy starting to take shape here. And so we know there's some energy that will pull through a little bit later this morning. There will be more showers in the forecast. Now I'm going to switch radar sites and we'll go back to the New Braunfels radar to get a little better look at what's going on here in San Antonio specifically. And we do have some of these light showers that are working through right along I-10, so the medical center, and then 60 and 4 and I-10. There is some heavier rain, not terribly heavy, but maybe moderate rain is a better word for it, starting to move through. This isn't going to add up to a whole lot in your rain gauge, but it's going to add to it, and we're still looking at more rain tonight, so we're not done just yet. And know that there's still some fog out there too. Well, you can see it right there. 62, southeasterly wind at 3, and you see temperature, dew point, exactly the same. That's when you get fog, and it has been fairly thick this morning. Good setup for that. Visibility is down to about half a mile at Bernie Stage, New Braunfels, 3/4 of a mile, quarter of a mile at the airport in Randolph. Even lower than that at Port SA. So most of San Antonio at this hour shrouded in fog. But you know what? It's not just us. Dense fog advisories, and this is not something you see every day, stretch from basically south of San Antonio all the way up to Montana. So there's a lot of portions of the country dealing with foggy conditions at this hour. It's just the way the setup goes. And one of the reasons is we've got these storm systems that continue to move through. You got some rain on the ground. It helps to, or rain in the ground. It helps to give you some of that fog. But it's almost a parade of systems here. You've got one. This is the one that moved through yesterday that brought us the good rain. That's moving away. But we've got another one that's tracking through. This is giving us the lift to the showers this morning. One right behind that will give us some more chances tonight into tomorrow. So this is a busy pattern, and it's a good thing for us, honestly. That means we're going to get more rain. Now, I think the heaviest of the rain has kind of passed us by. I think yesterday's system was kind of the peak, right, when it comes to heavy rain. But still, we'll see some of these light showers working through over the next couple of days. So noontime 63, 50% chance of rain. We'll bring rain chances down a little bit this afternoon, down to 30%. We'll make it up to around 65 or so. And then rain chances pick back up overnight. with some more scattered showers and storms. Let me show you the forecast here very quickly. Noontime today shows the rain backing off a little bit, but then picking back up this evening. And as we get into tomorrow, showers and maybe a few more heavy downpours here and there through midday before everything kind of winds down late Wednesday. And then we get some clearing on Thursday. Sun comes out on Thursday, by the way. And additional rainfall, maybe half an inch here in San Antonio. The bigger totals will be off to our east. So as I said, I think the heaviest of the rain has kind of already moved through, but we will add to our rainfall totals at least a little bit next couple of days. 59 tomorrow, a little cooler. 70 though on Thursday, 70 on Friday, with the sun trying to pop out. And then this weekend behind a front, much drier, nice temperatures in the 60s, lows in the 40s. It will be a little windy on Saturday.
Okay, we have to get through the rain, but that weekend looks great.
The weekend should be very nice other than the gusty winds.
True.
Yep.
Thank you, Justin.
9:50, 63 degrees.
Oscar nominations have been announced, and if you haven't looked at them yet, well, we're going to go through some of the big categories and who was snubbed this year.
Rain or shine, our San Antonio Zoo is a great place to visit. Let's check out Hippocam right now. And there, what's the duck's name again?
Kevin.
Kevin the duck.
Enjoying the rain.
Looks like he's hanging right there at the bottom of your. I hope Kevin's okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's good.
Okay, be right back. Okay, so the Oscar nominations were announced this morning. Oscars are taking place March 10th here on KSAT 12, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. There's a lot to digest, so we're doing 3 categories here.
Yes. Okay, so let's just do Best Picture. You can see it there: American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest.
All right, so for Best Actor, Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Best Actress, we have Annette Bening for Nyad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Now, in case you're wondering, leading the way with nominations is Oppenheimer with 13. Some notable snubs, according to the LA Times. Greta Gerwig not nominated for Best Director for Barbie.
Yeah, also The Color Purple for Best Picture
was left off the list. Leonardo DiCaprio not nominated for Killers of the Flower Moon.
And also Margot Robbie, who did a fantastic job, as always, for Barbie.
There were some nice surprises in all the categories. Again, we've got the Oscars coming up right here on KSAT on March the 10th.
Yes, I have a lot of movie watching to do.
Yeah, one of the ones that I want to see this weekend is Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers.
Yeah.
I think it's a rental for $4.99 on Apple TV. And the other one, it's a Holocaust movie that Zone of Interest is playing, I believe, at Alamo Drafthouse Park North and also at Palladium.
Oh, well, that'd be good. I think it's always, I don't know, nicer to get the movie experience. I think that's what the director wants you to do anyway.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Have a great day.